catapulting championship. Feel the spotlight.
Where are you? Are you? Let me on the general there. Sharp, sharp.
Attained a different conclusion. But how fiery the baptism for their re-acquaintance against a Liverpool side, all too aware the ferocious pace of a title race demands a fast start.
It does. It's the hardest job for a newly promoted team to tackle a team this good, to disrupt discomfort and threaten an elite outfit. You know, that takes courage and real team commitment. Planning all of this is one thing, executing it is another. And a really strong focused start is what Fulham need behind them.
Well, there are 6 new
That's
faces
Rob.
here at Craven Cottage.
I'm making Mayo Yama.
Featured today's squad with 2 of them thrown in at the start by Marco Silva. And Rodak starts the season in goal in preference to recent arrival Bert Leno. It's the same side that held the eghele last weekend's friendly. Should go back forward here in the last Premier League campaign. Harrison Lee farms the most costly in summer acquisitions. Portuguese international João Bellinha with £17 million. Andres Pereira also makes his debut after his Manchester United. Heskes confronted Unbefore big game in the last season up and starts today. And the championship goal movement Alexander Mitrovic leads the line with new boys Sheikh Gully, Mara Solomon and Kevin Mbalu all on the bench.
Oh, sorry. Since 5:30, we're still monitoring spirit. Today's topic is going to be very exciting. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be speaking on 2 issues, two very pertinent issues, 2 very important issues. So if you online, share for other people to join us for our today's segment. We're going to be discussing 2 very important issues. Very important issues.
Taking of the knee remains a hugely significant gesture, a reminder there's no room for racism. The versions of success will have very different parameters, but both Fulham and Liverpool begin their journey on a gorgeous West London day.
I didn't mean it. It's how Mayo Agmali in Maya were the season of the Lana. I didn't mean season in Mayo in my. Yeah, Zwag, yeah, full. My problem. Nigeria problem better pass my problems. What a very NER club. The ball man now we are change a club here. Go otherwise, yeah, they don't deserve anybody's support anymore. Yeah, they So today's topic is going to be very interesting, because I'm going to talk about some certain things that is currently happening. I've always been talking about it, and it has become. It's not something that ordinarily I'm convenient or I'm very comfortable speaking about. Then the other one is I had a very fruitful topic with a neighbor of mine today. So I was just talking. We're just talking generally, and I discovered that there are some things that are now being practiced in Benin that seems like it's part of our extant tradition, whereas they are not. They are not part of our traditions, and we have to find a way to start correcting all of those very foreign ideas. We have to start finding ways to start correcting all of those very all of those foreign ideas, as a matter of fact. Let's give about how many minutes for other people to join us. Let's give like 5 minutes, but invite friends, invite family. Let's discuss, and then please I just want people to understand my point of view. It's either you agree or you disagree. Either way. But I don't want it to be insulting. I don't want it to be like a place where we start having to insult authorities and elders and all of that. Let's be very objective. I would prefer that we're very objective when we're having conversations, and forget about in as far that everyone has a personal opinion about things. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't mean I'm right. It doesn't mean I'm wrong. All right. It depends on the angle that I'm trying to establish my fact from. So I want us to keep our classes within the purview of decorum. I don't want it to be all of these invective statements and words. So I really would prefer that we don't toe that line. I would prefer that we don't toe that line. So, and if you want to also join our program, you can call through. After probably I might have done about 1 hour. And I have to apologize for not being able to come online last week Sunday. Sometimes you walk all throughout the week and you want to chill, you want to relax. Weekends, most especially if I had a stressful Saturday, I want to relax and calm my head during the weekend, on Sunday, because I know the following day it will be work. Mondays are usually not the best days of the week for me. Fridays are. I want to be able this Sunday. We are there while we are adding winner. Work can be very stressful. That might not say nine I'm about you go I don't know why we cannot sleep. You go very large, the more you sleep, the more money. I'm gonna tell you what you know. So but we'll keep on pushing, we'll keep on pushing. So basically I think in about a minute or two we can start. Okay. Good evening to all of you. Today we're going to be having two very interesting topics to speak about. Two very interesting topics. One topic will be about what I saw on the social media space yesterday, that the Commissioner of Art and Culture, Dele Obayiton, visited Umugunokwa. It's a good thing. Visiting Umugunokwa is it's a fantastic idea. People shouldn't get me wrong. I'm a deep thinker. I think beyond I was about to call one of our brother, then he chatted me up on WhatsApp. I was just about to call him when I saw the post. He invariably also saw it. He's also a deep thinker. I was just trying to call him that. If I see waiting they happen. He also just chat me say you see waiting happen. Now I say maybe one call you so I see waiting they play. I'm a deep thinker and I think about a lot of things. This is not a post to slide the Commissioner of Art and Culture. He's clearly not aware. I think I met with him once when I went to deliver it, when I was invited by the Ministry of Art and Culture. A lot of you followed the program live as well. I met with him once and he spoke. And it's someone who is quite not informed with the history, so he's being guided by those in high places, by his employers. So who pays the piper dictates the tune. So I would not want to be seen dragging the Commissioner of Art and Culture because he's clearly not aware, but his employers or his employer is the one who is dictating some certain things for him to do. So I don't want him to be a focal point. He's clearly in the side of being very ignorant. So I follow the activities of the ministry posted on Facebook. He has done incredibly very well, traveling to identify some very tourist beautiful places in the donuts and all of that, which is very, very beautiful. I appreciate him for that. And now the first place he considered to visit in Edo South formally was, I think, presumably from what has been posted or for what I saw on Facebook, that the first place maybe he might have visited other places, maybe Igunaon, but I think I saw him the day when he went to Igunaon. Igunaon is not just, it's a place known by all. Alright, but I think the first official place he's visiting in Benin Kingdom was Umowu-Nohwa. Ordinarily, as an Iyekorean man, I should be very excited, I should be very happy that an historical village like Umowu-Nohwa was visited by the Commissioner of Art and Culture in a bid to promote that community and some certain history that, not absolutely in absolute terms, because some history that Umowu-Nohwa tried to tell the people that they have is not, they don't own it. For example, they do not own Elegbe. Elegbe is from Uzuagbo, Umowu-Nehere. Alright, but they now say that they own Elegbe. Some of the history that Umowu-Nohwa now possesses is not originally theirs. But fair enough, let's assume that they actually own those history. Fair enough. Let's assume that they actually own those history. Which is contentious. Alright, we've had series of debates on this matter. We can't rest for the matter. They can't say make I rest. So, but I am bringing the matter again not to pick a quarrel with anybody. Even if I like picking quarrels, or I like correcting people historically. I don't give a damn about people generally, or how they think about things. I give a damn about the truth. I tell you the truth and I bounce off. I tell you the truth and I bounce off. So I tell you the truth and I bounce off. I don't fucking care who's God, who's ours is God. I don't care. I just give you what. So I'm very diplomatic today. I want to be very diplomatic today. So I'm not here to talk about the history surrounding Umowu-Nohwa and all of that. I'm not here to talk about the Commissioner of Art and Culture. I'm not just going to talk about all of that. But I'm just going to tell you the intent, like the intention of the ministry visiting Umowu-Nohwa. That's what I intend to speak about. As novel as that intention seems to the public, as novel as that intention seems to the public, it is not actually a novel visitation. Quote me and unquote me. It is not actually. I want the Benin people to open their ears very loud and clear. I don't speak fallacy, I speak truth. As novel as that visitation to Umowu-Nohwa seems, there is a wicked, a devilish intention towards that visitation. And it is not catapulted by the Commissioner of Art and Culture. He's just a vessel. So, we cannot be seen throwing tantrum at him. Please, I want us to be very clear with it. It is not employee nonia or my guion. You understand? He doesn't have the historical tenacity to leave a lot of historical sites in Benin City and go to Umowu-Nohwa. He doesn't know. He doesn't even know where Umowu-Nohwa is. Umowu-Nohwa is not in the atlas of prominent historical towns in Benin. But Umowu-Nohwa has an history that rivals Benin in the old. I want people to get it clearly. So, if the Commissioner of Art and Culture decide to leave Benin and visit Umowu-Nohwa, someone had preempted him. Someone has already told him and someone has instructed him to go there. I don't know whether I want people to understand so that we don't get it, we don't miss the fact and start to attack those who are not responsible for these things. All right, so that we don't get to miss this point. Do you get? I don't want us to deviate from the context at which I'm going to analyze all of these things from. Umowu Nokwa is not too prominent historically for the Commissioner of Art and Culture to say, oh, just like when you come out in the morning, you say Udo. When you come out in the morning, you say Uronigbe. These are prominent towns that had so much history. When you come out in the morning, you said Ugoton. These are historical towns that have so many history attached. Don't get me wrong, I'm not sure Mogunogwa does not have history. I'm only saying it's not too prominent. It's not prominent enough. It's not at the citadel of these prominent towns for the Commissioner of Art and Culture to just wake up in the morning and say he wants to visit, except someone has preempted him or someone has instructed him. That's the most accurate word. Someone has instructed him to go. Someone has instructed him to go there for a purpose. And that purpose is what I want to analyze. Now look at this. Look at this. Every good history of students, every good student of history, every good student of history, of Benin history, who is well detailed enough in Benin history, can guess the intention of these people in high places. I'm a good student of history. All right, I'm a good student of history. If, for example, I become the governor of Edo State tomorrow, and I said, God forbid, I'm just thinking out loud. There are ways you think out loud. And I said to myself, that how do I break or reduce the power of Benin Kingdom? How do I break Benin Kingdom? How? When I begin to open historical books, the first name that is going to appear in my history book will be the Ogiamen family. Because at one point in history, they once rivaled the authority of the throne, which they are doing. That's why they are using them. Because it has an history dated back to about 1,000 years of rivalry, of contesting or contending with the royal house for whatever stupid reasons that they have. But there is a history that supports that part of history that has now become Benin history. That's one. So I will go and meet them and try and strike an alliance with them. That is what he has done. An alliance has been struck with the Ogiamen family. Then I will now say, outside the Ogiamen family, where next should I go? The second one that will come to my mind will be Udo community. They don't have a prominent figure. It's just Iyase and Nwangwe. It will be Udo. Because at one point in time, all throughout the history, from the days of the Ogisos until Obaesige, Udo has always been a rival town to Benin city. Even if they are one people. Even if they are one people. So there's also an history that backs the Udo people to rival the Benin people. That is, when you say the Benin people, I'm not saying Udo people and the Benin people, like the two towns, the Benin town, let me not use the word people, so that people don't get all of these things, so that they don't go and quote the way they quote me, the Udo people and the Benin people. It's the Udo town and Benin town. So there was always rivalry of where to become the capital city of Igodomigodo as a land, as it was called then. Alright, there was that rivalry. So I will go to Udo if I'm a governor and try to seek an alliance with them, because it has an history. Someone can always come out that if not because of Arwa was cheated, blah 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 blah, Udo would have been a capital city. But the point is that Udo was not fighting for supremacy. They were only fighting that their place should be recognized as the capital city of the kingdom or the empire, the capital, the administrative headquarter of the kingdom. So I will go there and try and seek an alliance with them. The another person I will try and seek an alliance with, because that one has one leg in Yoruba and one leg in Benin, is the Elawuro of Hussein. Everybody knows that story. I'll try and seek an alliance with Elawuro of Hussein. Then fourthly, there's another person that I want to seek alliance with. It is the Enoge of Umowunokwa, who had a derelict nickname called Obanugu. Obanugu. I have, in my previous historical class, I have told you the pure history of the relationship of what led to the Ugu kingdom. So I don't want to go through all of that. Thank God, those who have been following me are quite abreast with that part of our history. They are still, all of these places, no matter what could have transpired 5, 6, 7, 800 years ago, there is still a sentiment of there's still a sentiment of jealousy attached to these people. Some of these people, there's still this sentiment. I've had issues with I've had some discussions with some of the Umogun. Some of them are very rascal. I say that with all form, but most of them are my friends. But some of them are very I don't know how to. Let me not go towards that direction. But there's still this sentiment of jealousy that we also have our about that. So that's sort of a thing. I'm trying to bring it. Why am I saying this? You look at these four things, these four places. It has perfected one. Is moving to the second one, and it's starting with Umowunokwa. Umowunokwa has had historical rivalry of having to house one of the sons of the royal house, who later, because he felt he was betrayed, and he was supposed to be the Oba, he was betrayed. So he created his own kingdom that lasted for almost 300 years until Baeng Buddha took war to them, defeated them, and reconnected them back to their origin. Those are sentiments of history. So if I was a governor of Edo State, I will follow the same pattern, because I'm a student of history. If I was a wicked governor of Edo State, I'll follow the same pattern. Let me use that word. I'm a good person, not wicked, so I wouldn't follow that same pattern. So, but when you are abreast of this history, it gives you a pattern. So when I see someone is fraternizing with the Ogiamian people, then, and I was like, well, these are one of the enemies, sworn enemies of the kingdom, 1,000 years ago. Then, a little while, I saw the state government, I saw the Edo State Ministry of Arts and Culture going into Umowunokwa. Then I begin to ask, a second thought will come to my mind, why Umowunokwa? Then I begin to think, yes, Umowunokwa also had that historical rivalry with the Oba of Benin many years ago. Then I begin to say, oh, so that means after them it will be Udo, and Use. It is a pattern. I am preempting you. This is the pattern. You might not believe me because a lot of you before now didn't believe me. Sorry about that. So it is a pattern of history. We are aware. If you are not aware, I am aware. And for you people to know that Imatore, the next few days or few weeks, you start to see how it start to, or histories are going to now be coming out from Umo Unokwa. Yeah, I am Imason Amogwe Zoduwa. I have one purpose on earth. If I'm saying this, it's not as if I'm castigating Umo Unokwa. Okwizoduwa Emabegbe. Do not fall for the mind games of these people in high places. Do not follow them. They only have 2 years. Better, then what becomes of you? Your power, all that you are, is drawn from the palace, and you'll be crushed in a minute after your Lord eventually leaves. So, a wise man will not choose a Greek gift, a gift that only have a lifespan of 2 years over an eternal gift. Do not, I repeat, why I'm mentioning, I'm not saying you guys don't have a right for the governor or for the Edo State Ministry of Art and Culture to visit these communities. I have not said so. You have all right for you to accept them, but draw a line. Draw a line. Draw a line. Inya ga agwago do wa pobo yemi yare. Inya ga agwago do wa be eo. Remind yourself that in 2 years' time he will leave. And what becomes of you? Izoduwa will be the first person that will lead a protest against any deterrent community against the throne of the Oba of Benin. Izoduwa. So we may tie you to now ahead of time. So I'm not saying anybody have erred though. I'm just saying that whatever thing if they are coming to bring development to Umo Unokwa, beautiful, excellento, amazing, I love it. They should bring that development. If they are trying to make Umo Unokwa a huge tourist center, beautiful. But if they are not trying to give you some petty talks for you to now come out and start misbehaving, trying to now re-establish history that was never in favor of you in the old, then Izoduwa will face you people squarely. Squarely. Very squarely. I mean, now we ne ladjan with dagbo. I already know. I already know the plan. But I'm not pleading with the leadership, most especially the Nogi of Umo Unokwa. Do not fall for their crookedness. Do not fall for their crookedness. He will come to Udo He certainly will. This history, I've analyzed why. He will come. Even in last year election, I think he was addressing the Yasa of Udo as His Royal Highness. Until the man needed to run out. Sorry. He needed to run out and said that, yeah, His Royal Highness, I'm just the Yasa of Udo. Everybody knows that Udo only had one enoge. That enoge was Aram. It was the first and the last enoge. So there are no His Royal Highness in Udo. It's the Iyase. If the Iyase misbehaves, the title is stripped away from him by the Oba of Benin and given to the Uwangwe. It's rotated amongst the house of Iyase and Uwangwe. So I am also pleading with the Udo people. The Ohel Digi is my friend. He commented on my post yesterday that why would I mention Udo? I'll say I didn't mention Udo in a bad light. I'm only saying that Oga try ni ade, Ogare wakwe. That is what I have said. So all of these things, it takes a keen student of history to know his intentions. His intention is to divide the kingdom. It is written all over his ideas. It's written all over his ideas. And if you think like the way he's thinking, you will be seeing the traces. It's all around us. I mean, Ataleo is all around us. Otherwise, I heard they were saying that there's a story building of 80 years. 80 years story building. It's short 85 years story building there with men. Many have it all. 85 years old story building. Urewe has more historical place. Has more heritage sites than Urewe. And I listed about 5 heritage sites at Urewe because Yenguda stayed there for some time, for almost 2 years. So there were some historical sites, heritage sites that was created at Urewe. Why would you not leave Urewe and go to Omogunokwa? What are the heritage sites in Omogunokwa? Omenia Gualowa. I'm not downgrading Omogunokwa. Omenia Gualowa. So they should not fall for their caprices. Omenia Gualowa. So, but if you not think that that I'm a child, I'm a small boy, how old am I? That I don't know anything, but in 2 years' time, you will know the great injustice that you've done to yourself and to your children, who will also want to come to the palace to be given the right to sit on the throne of your forefathers as a duke. There you will not know that the sin sometimes of the father shall be maintained upon the generations unborn. And who will be the one to lead it? Through protest. But these were the people who rebelled against you. So like I said, I am not attacking anybody. I'm just giving you people words of wisdom. But I feel that I already know his intention. You might not know his intention. And that's why I'm pleading. Do not fall for his plea. It's either I have it or that is his thought. That is how he thinks. It's either I have it or I destroy everything. We cannot fall for it. Who will be at the receiving end? Not him. When he's done, it goes back to Lagos State. Who will be at the receiving end? Okay, mauwa. Okay, no nyado wa. If I beg you, that is where the problem is. When he leaves, what becomes of you? So a word is enough for the wise. I'm pleading. Maybe na. Why would why me have ukpeva gagba o. Ukpeva gagba. Why do I mean? So we may young men na. Ima carry my ya. Ni me efo no madaido. Ima ya kobo kugbe ya emi wa. Do not fall for his tricks. Not fall for his tricks. And like I have said, we should stay within the conduit of the argument. The Commissioner of Art and Culture is not at fault. He's completely ignorant. Doesn't even know. Well, I don't think maybe he even knows the history of Akoko Edo. His people not to think about knowing the history of the very complex, complicated, beautiful history of the Edo people of Benin Kingdom. So he doesn't know. So he's an instrument, he's a vessel being used. So we should not blame him. You understand? If I have a meeting with him, I will give him my own piece of advice. My own piece of advice is that try not to be used to do something wrong by your boss. I know he's your boss, he's your employer, but we will learn why. We so ne boss maga be gyomae. We egwu no wa egwu mewu. So that is why I said we cannot blame him at all. He doesn't even know the game plan. Alright? So, and we should not blame, as of now, I don't think Umo will know why people should also be blamed. But after now, we can blame them. After now, we can blame them if any of them, any sons and daughters of Umo Unokwa of Iyekoreon who is listening to this my live video, they can also use it as a point of call to call Awe Johnny Rebel. You understand? That why they embrace whatever government presence that is intended to be brought to Mogunokwa, but they should not allow them to be used. They should not allow them to be used to cause divisiveness, to cause division amongst the one united Benin people under their Oba. That is what I'm just pleading. This message goes to not just Umogunokwa people, also goes to those other places that are listed. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So, this is what I came here to speak about today. This is what I came here to speak about today. Whether people say that if you told but if you can't this a day, they not be a harayo. I once said that he doesn't know how to lose. He will continue. Even while we were celebrating, another one came and all of that. I'm also saying that this is his pattern of his approach. Again, why do anyway, on a serious note, I've said my own. I said my if you start seeing that the enoge of Umogunokwa has been given a political appointment, or have been given a recognition, and been given a contract, or is not being recognized to be probably one of the most the chairman of all the dukes in Edo South. You people will not remember me. All those are all Greek gifts, bribery, anything. So if he gives you that kind of gift, reject. Why Batata where you left Marcus Nice, okay, is your village. What I'm saying is that there are people in the high places who are trying to reinvent the history of the old and cause and use Umogunokwa through the head, the Nogi of Umogunokwa, to cause division in Benin Kingdom. I am very certain of that. I'm very certain of that. And that is why they are not trying to fraternize with Umogunokwa. Where if you are from Marcus Nice, why Oha not be not can elegbe. Nana do ami Ugu Kingdom, Oba Nugu, ana ami Oba Binana ami Oba of Ugu Kingdom. He wants to try and reopen that history to cause division. When I'm done, you go back to the beginning. In one of my edition, you can look for it on my page where I talked about the story of Umogunokwa or the kingdom of Ugu, where Ugu Mekewere by the stretch of Ugun kingdom of the old, the different Ugun kingdom. I'm also it also makes me part of the defunct Ugi kingdom. So I'm in the best position to say that we should not fall for his spree. So now gwig me magwan na kwe no rima ya zagedo. Understand? Yes, it will definitely fail. The first point, I'm sure that when any of them get to see this my live video, they will be so shocked. That how did this guy also know? No. It's not this has nothing to do with spiritual thing. It's just a common sense. I've analyzed it. If I was a wicked governor, or if I was a wicked person, and if I was a divisive person, me down, me down, and I wanted to phantom ways to see if I can divide Benin Kingdom, this would be the same pattern I would take. So I am seeing him taking that pattern, and it's easily relatable. That when if you draft, when me about if you draft, all those draft specialists, if you draft, you know what I mean. Okay, who can make it 1 or 2 steps? Yeah, I can wear you understand? We are set a trap. We have a funny, we have a trap there. As a master draft player, I can be draft over here. Wait, difficult. Anyway, I'm a master draft player. I'm seeing his intention. I can see it. I can see his projection. I can see his thoughts. I see how he's thinking. I've studied him for a while since all of this matter happened. I see how he's stylishly but intelligently playing his political historical game. So I can be able to project with all of these analysis. I can be able to project his next mode, his next agenda. So I'm just sticking out like a project. Am I well? But all well, that's what I'm saying. Why am you? But all well. It will do it. It will surely do it. I can guarantee you that. Those things like that, they went to 80 years old building at Umogunokwa. But like I said, the first question I asked, why Umogunokwa? Why Umogunokwa? Why of all communities in Edo South, why Umogunokwa? Why? There's an history that Umogunokwa has that is trying to use to create division amongst us. There's an history. There's an history that Udo has that he will also want to use to create division. So, he's not alone. He has people who are very acquainted with the history of the land. He's an economist, he's not an historian, so he shouldn't have known this. People have to tell him. You would need people like us who are vast to an extent to also tell him these things. He has them. And they are telling him that we can try to follow this pattern. So, this is my line of thought. This is my line of thought. No, let him follow that pattern of history. You should understand. I'm only just trying to send, I'm doing a warning cry to these communities that they shouldn't fall. If they now fall for it, then I will not come out and tell the world the history they are trying to capitalize on, bringing facts. Eshekiro. Me not tell you about Game ya Viatifa. Tell me one of Game family that murdered a king. No go away. Guneo. No go aseo. So the point is, if they eventually come out, if Umogunokwa falls for his plea, then Izoduwa will also come out and put them where they rightly belong. If we don't try to fall for his plea, for example, I'm just saying, they will also come out and put them where they rightly belong. That's what I'm saying. But I'm just pleading. You understand? I'm not today. I'm not putting on the garment of a Daboski Pahose. I'm not putting on. I'm a very gentle guy. I'm a peaceful appeal. Okay, let me peacefully appeal. I'm peacefully appealing that Allah do not fall for his pattern. Do not fall for his divisiveness. Don't fall. Let him try. Let him see the unity of the Edo people. so that's our prayer. That's why I saw where that's okay. Why are you going to return you? Oh, I did buwa. Ya nawa. Ya nawa. Zodwa nawa. So you cannot eat 2 years and forget eternity. No insult. My platform is not for insulting anybody. Respect people in authority. I insult. I'm just trying to give us an idea about what I think. No, not what I think, what I'm setting off. Boy, if you tunnel, ne so beta he egbe so ni abere igo ni zodu wane ya abere igo ni zodu wane agiri igo ni zodu wana if anybody can provide one evidence that I was giving money by anybody to say what I have been saying for years, that will stop talking. You can provide one evidence. In short, the day I will collect money to speak. Because I will not be able to speak boldly like I speak. So please, walao, erima yima abetima ni kwa ni rumo uno kwa. Why? Do not no, you not dash me money. Oh. Okay. Talk. Hey, confess Christopher Jacobs. He's a friend. He's a playful friend. So on a lighter note now. A word is enough for the wise. We are not supposed to allow anybody divide us. We are too advanced as a people. We are too civilized as a people. And we must, like I always say, it is our customary duty to always be in tandem with the palace of the Oba of Benin. It is our unitary it's our unitary point. It is the point of our unity. Let's not take that for granted. Let's be discreet. The enemies are at hand. They are trying to divide us. The Mado here, Iranenia. They are trying to divide us. Do not fall for it. Do not fall for it. So, it only 10 and answer. The other topic is another one that we need to speak so much about. The misnomer. The traditional misnomer of our eghele. I want to speak about this because I was having a conversation with my neighbor today. And I see a lot of points that he raised about our traditional system now being usurped, now being desecrated by foreign laws. We now see communities in Benin where the ohe or he teme no say we cannot join we. We now see communities in Benin where eghele or he teme no sebebo we can no ye we can dion ye we can ojon we ye we can awo ka ye. We have to start telling ourselves some of the issues that is affecting us as a people moving forward. It is cancerous to our growth. We had a traditional system that made us very unique. When the governor mistakenly said last year that he banned that he abolished the eghele. I came out and said, he does not have that power. He doesn't. 3 days later, it was rephrased that he banned the activities. And that's exactly what I said. Because these are stated facts. I'm not saying the government does not have the power to do and undo. I haven't said that. But you cannot, banning the eghele means you are banning the entire Benin youth. Because when 2 or 3 youth gather, there must be a head of them. And that's what we call eghele. So you cannot ban, you cannot abolish that system. The system is older than any British system in the world. You can't ban it. It's a natural leadership system. It's just like banning on John Way. You can't ban on John Way. As far as they are a John level, there must be the head of them. These are several mistakes that he has made. And I will correct them. And I will go on air and make the necessary correction. So I'm a good person. I'm inherently giving him a positive advices. Because if you are very well acquainted with the history of our land, you should be well to understand that there are some certain things you can abolish. There are some systems you can abolish. It's for eternity. As far as there is still an eghele, which is youth, not like which is not youth. I want us to get it retrospectively. Eghele is not youth because from 18, that's where the classification of youth in the Englishman classified their own youth. But 18 is not eghele in Benin. 18 is eoga. A Englishman classification, I can be described as being a youth. What happened to my network? Yeah, maybe a hack phone, yeah. So I can be described as a youth. Alright? Okay. So basically, we have now seen that the status quo, how God created the eghele, how God created our traditional institution, is being constantly stampeded by the eghele. The eghele is now seeing themselves as taking the eghele is now see themselves as a more important constituent of a communal setting than the elders, which is wrong. And that has created a lot of upheaval. I'm sorry. Because if you have related with some of the elders in the community and you see how self-centered, if you have related with some of these elders, you'll be ashamed that if you are doing nothing. But be that as it may, there is a traditional law that states that a John or Bayevona, no matter how bad an elder will be, he still commands some certain level of civility than an eghele whose blood is boiling. So, the repercussion of stampeding these our traditional laws has created so much problem in our respective communities. They have tampered with the natural order of our communal system, and that has created a lot of upheavals. Emi no heke naga owewo naigiu mene iyi yewewo no heke ni vie do alele na ilele o ido asiawo logowa igbina vededegbe na gimi ewe ewo ni bunwotedo. When God created us as a people, He created us with the wisdom to provide guidance and leadership to these communities, guided by these simple natural laws and orders. The so-called civilization came. Our youth got badly influenced by these civilizations, by this so democracy. They stampeded, obstructed these natural laws and orders. And the resultant effect is all of this crisis. The best, how do we resolve this matter? Let's go back to the natural order. And let's follow the pattern of the 8th grade. How can a 65 years old man, when he's supposed to be a John, even vying, being prepared to be an Ojon way, if all of these things don't stop, because this eghele will refuse to be initiated into the John system, and thereby when there is a shortage of a John, you won't be able to be getting a John here. Move. And so constituting nuisance because you now hold one position. The job of an eghele in the old, is to protect the jobs of the eghele. Let me make you understand. Now, we as it is 0 to 13, they are classified as Emi Robao. We as it from 0 to 13. I think I've forgotten the name we use for them. Emi Robao, forgotten. Then from 13 to 29, so from 14 to 29, they are called eghele. If an eghele in the old, the function of eghele in the old is that they tell them yimoha gegwa abe mani mukoki yuhu ni viemi yuhu na agi ohun kemini ewome yeri gbehwe na vie na odo yimoha begwa. The age group na gi ohun vero na gi ohun ate eghele. There are the little messengers in the community. Their job is that when they are errant, and all of that. These are the age groups. You know what I'm saying? A mirror Bible. Thank you very much, sir. These are the classes of the people. And when they are about to graduate from eghele to eghele, there is a festival now we do in each of these communities. Yeah, graduate. And I forgot, someone should remind me. I mean, there's a festival. Ishukunrafa means that ukoki na temuyu na teyagia amia uhumona mufwa. Because they have not graduated from that low class level of youth to the high class level of youth, eghele. And the eghele job are primarily for 3 reasons. 3. I think 3. 1. Is to secure the community, to provide security to the community. This is the age group that the military strength of Edo people of Benin Kingdom was drawn from. Before they have been selected to be part of the military system of the Oba of Benin, they must have been tested to have provided adequate security to their immediate environment. It is their duty. Secondly, is to effect sanctions of the elders. There, onona oyafio where you are, avie 21 stroke of Cain, or na we mi ho, onona rowi ye, onona ya we emi ota ho, ana fiami. The people who is to effect that sanctions is the eghele. Part of their function is not to sell land though. A function here na ya hi oto. That one is not part of their function. They have not added that one as their function, and that is our league in Agimiero. Only our league in Agimiero, because they have not added an alien function. Agiani in the first place. Have I forgotten the third function? I'll remember just now. Security effect. Now, communal. You know, there are activities that has to do with maintenance of the community and all of that, beautification of roads, there way barrier, you know, that's your third function. In all of these three functions, did you see where I said did you see where I said their function is to be beating elders? Did you see where I said their function is narrow? Did you people hear where I said any of those things? They now introduce those alien functions into their functions. And that is why Agmoyi Mani Bunse, they are just killing themselves anyhow, like as if they don't. In all of these functions and as eghele, being an eghele is your duty to the community. It is not your duty to your pocket. Because each of these eghele, it is not they have a duty to the community, and as well they have a duty to themselves. In the case of my village, some were initiated as Ogbohwe, some were pirate trappers. The ideas behind this that people must understand is that they had important functions to play. And when they graduate with honor into the Edion, because the Edionship system is the greatest honor for an Edo man. Your journey on you where umeba gwe wa meba unwe on your azor journey level. And becoming an Odion is the highest. It's just like in academics, the highest degree is the PhD title. The highest honor and a Doma will live for is to be make an Odion. Now, the present Edo people, they don't want to even become Odion. Because that's not their function. Now, when you now become an Odion, you now become those who shaping decision making. Do you know where to be in the system where you decide the fate to decide the fate of a community? It is the greatest honor that every Edo man look forward to in the world. Most of them are not dying at the age of eghele because they don't want to get to Odion. You go to some community where I'm a 60 years old man, 65, of your eghele level. When you're supposed to be an Odion. So it is appalling that we have to now find ways to make people follow the original plan that the ancestors and God Almighty gave to us to follow. Now you now have an eghele or kaele that makes the decision of the community, then you not say okay, that will not be making decision for the community. You now say okay, that will not be making decision for the community. What nonsense? Why? That's not their function. Their function is to protect. They'll be making decision. Then other kidnappers, other judge were kidnapping and whoever, because they have left their own duty. Yeah, I see me a duty of a John. And a John, some of them will also sell themselves so low to this eghele that if eghele do meaningful. So the whole issues are complicated. We have to find solutions to it. And the solutions lies within us. The solution ye. All those that I will create a committee, now I create a committee that will look into CDA or Kaele problem. It will not work because the solution does not lie there. Those ideas are alien. It is the alien ideas that we have mixed with our natural idea that has caused the problem. The solution lies that let everybody go back to follow the pattern and you see there's a peace. That is why if you see any community that the eghele respect the elders, that the eghele allows the elders to take the decision, the final decision in the community, they are always very peaceful. I repeat, if you go to any community that the eghele stick to their function and allow the ejo, no matter how bad the elders are, to have the final decisions, why the eghele stick to their own part of services to the community, why they allow the ejons stick to their own part, is always peaceful. Because that's the natural order of things. That's the natural order of things. It is ayayima. Iye dono. So, let us begin to look critically in ourselves and tell ourselves the truth. We cannot continue to fight outsider and leave ourselves and not tell ourselves the truth. I've said my own. I agree. Marshall Omoy why, but who ye not ye not John, I hear not John. Who ye not ye not John, I hear not John. Irrespective of whether some of the elders have lost, allow the elders mix. No matter wicked any elder can be, there is a way you can still bend him without disrespecting him to do things. Without bend him. I completely understand. I'm a community person by the level of my job. I visit these community people. Some of my brothers here who are alive and they understand how I detest some of these elders. Moving forward. For the fact that we will not bad does not mean that we will not take their responsibility, their function, and not give to ourselves. We must co-opt them to do what is right. There's a way, if an elder, if for example an Ojongwe has a mansion in town, has a mansion in town and refuse, or you do him to do wherever, or where do. There's a way you stop him from not selling those lands again without disrespecting him. That I get queen with the big no tolerona until you don't go why everywhere. No dear. It is a legitimate fight that anybody will support. You know, there are ways that when you present the elders to the palace, even the palace will support you. There's a way you present these elders to the palace. But there are ways, even if the palace is wrong, even if the elder is wrong, and you're not there are some decisions you take when you present the matter to the palace, is dead on arrival because you have already committed an abomination in the first place. If the elders are not doing well, let us show them how to do well. That's what I am inherently saying. If we now feel that it is not our fault, let's not take their function. Let's not take their function, but let's show them how it is done. Why are we saying? I'm rounding up now by the power of God and our ancestors. I thank all of you all for staying tuned to us today. And like I've said on my first topic, please do not fall for the do not fall for the crookedness of those in high places. Let's not fall for it. Most especially our brothers in Umo Unokwa. I am pleading. Whatever gift that he give you is yours. But do not be used to fight your people. Do not be used to fight the palace. Do not be used to fight your people, and do not be used to fight against the palace. I am begging. 2 years I had a bar, and my dog will be why one the streets. 2 years I had a bar. 2 years is not forever. We'll still be here for. Some of us will be here for 50 years. Some will be here for 60. Some will be here for 40. It depends on our current ages. So we'll see, some of us will see like 5 governors. Some will see 6. Some will even see 7. So what are we killing ourselves for? For just one amongst every other ones that will still come. Becoming an elder is no longer. No. I think you have a very wrong mindset. You have a very wrong mindset. It's like you are cursing yourself. If you think that the Edions are doing what is wrong, join them and correct them. I don't be like them. Only one person makes a revolution. One. I don't know, also a coup, also a peace. I don't know why people shy away from responsibilities. I've always tell people, I don't wait for people to make changes. I just carry out and do my changes. Only one person. Join them and correct them and say the truth to their faces. A lot of things eludes me nowadays. Because the Benin's believe that an Ojonwe is seen to be someone who is just and fair. So if there are other people who can take that responsibility, then things will equally become better. So let's have more people trying to repair than to destroy, trying to speak the truth than to lie. Then everything becomes better. Like I've always said, a matter aya buedo. A matter, truth is the base at which Benin was built from. Aimio ano tema tawebo. Emi ayari asebeyan. From all skeptical, from all facets of our age group, aimio ano tema tawebo. Emi ayari asebe. Emi ayari asebe do. Anyway, so please, I'm begging all of you, and quickly, for those who have always been calling me, my father's burial has been slated for October 6 to October 8. October 6 to October 8 this year, my father's burial. So we'll start making preparations in earnest. And secondly, my fans all over the world who has always supported me, always remember that ime kinido ubomagbe ime kinido. So also patronize your brother. Do a daughter Edo. If you want to buy land in Edo, I have estates 1, 2, 3, 4. If you also want to buy in Abuja, maybe Osaloba where you have a area. Yeah, this one we call Port Harcourt and all of that. We are expanding by God's grace. So, but should in case you consider to have properties here in Benin or in Abuja, why am about me? You understand? So that I can. That's how we support ourselves. So always remember that. You might not have a need, but you have relatives, you have friends who have need to get properties, genuine one. I cannot even sell fake properties because many people are looking for me to make mistake. So that Nadia may go 6 years. My records 100% clean. 100%. So Ludoni, what will stain my name, I abstain from it extremely. So whenever people want to buy properties from me, they should go and sleep. They should go and rest. To drag me is very easy on social media space. When market go along, they no boy like guy na. I ask you well, I never talk about why me won't go still at there. Every day I do book bed well. I mean, when we're still at there. By next Sunday, we're going to talk about Imoha. And I said that on Imoha, we should rejuvenate the spirit of Imoha. Now make an eye Imoha and all of that. So we'll talk about that. You have a fear in mind. So people are already calling. Some groups are already contacting me. Some groups have already contacted me to be part of it. And so that now Imoha and all of that. So okay, so I thank all of you. I'm going to be rounding up, so I'll speak with you people on Sunday by 7 o'clock, 7:30. Why I was say, oh, but talk by you. Good night to all of you.